we back in the day we talking about the Bible was more modern than now. So how we see the Bible, they was walking around with candles and in long dress looking materials, wearing sandals, dirt roads, right? But now is the time where that's happening. And it wasn't happening back then. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new? It was here already long ago. It was here before our time. No one remembers the former generations. Even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9 through 11 is letting you know there is nothing, 0% of something new under the sun. So when you're reading the Bible and they say they sent a letter to the church, you think they had a raven or they gave it to somebody and they got on a horse. And hiya! Or they sent the raven. Oh my Lord, sent a raven. And they sent the raven and the raven flew to the church and dropped off an individual letter. And then he put it in a frame and held on to it until they turned it into the Bible. This is not what was happening. Do you see castles that they tell you was built in the 1200s? 900, the year 900. Have you ever seen these castles? Do it look like people walking around, my Lord, bake of a cake in a fucking fire? Oh, me Lord, me fetch you a spot of tea. You think the me Lord people walking around as peasants built these castles far away, far, perfect, to the point. Listen what I'm had to tell you. Do you know before you build a building, you got to cut down the trees, deroot the trees. You got to fucking put a foundation down. Because this thing been sitting here for a couple thousand years. So if it been sitting here for a couple of thousand years and it didn't tumble over or nothing like that, it was built to perfection. You're telling me the servants, you telling me people who had candles, no power tools. They had axes, harrows, hammers, pitchforks, longbows, a sickle, and a spinning wheel. You telling me people with a hammer and an axe pick built these castles, dragged those bricks and those stones, and built and laid a foundation. They derooted all the trees and then put down a foundation. I mean, magical works. Look at some of the bridges on some of these buildings. Me lords did this? I think the fuck not. So what was happening is, in the Bible, you think of people like this. You think, walking around, oh me Lord, I got a candle. And they living in huts and shit like that. Nah, they was living in castles. Massive, oversized domes and all kind of shit. Castles. This is where these people were living. These aren't the same people because it's a lot more smaller structures from that time that's still around. Out in the middle of nowhere. Star Force, all kind of stuff. And you telling me people with hammers and nails and picks did that? No shoes on their feet? No, 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 no. That's not what happened. They wasn't sending ravens. They had the internet, bro. They had cell phones. They had air blimps, what we call airships, blimps. This is how they were moving around, bro. They had cars, way better cars than we have now. They had way better electricity. They wasn't walking around on some primitive earth. We're getting dumber, not smarter. You gotta understand. We're getting dumb. We can't build, you can't take the homeless in America and go out and say build some shit that's gonna last 3,000 years that look like this. You go get the homeless people right now, because take the peasants and tell them to go build this shit. Since you can just fucking whip out stone all over the world, not just in one place, all over the world. Pyramids, all kind of just magical bridges and Stonehenge and the big ass head. Oh, what they call them? Altar model fucking headstones with it. Look like big black people heads. Pyramids and mounds, underground tunnels, all kind of shit, all over the earth. You can't. When the Bible was around, the technology was astonishing. It was overwhelmingly 10, 15 times better than the shit we got now. They was just whipping out shit that lasts thousands of years. Utter perfection. Utter perfection. Just perfection at the highest order. You take the homeless right now, you take America's peasants or any country's peasants, and you tell them to build this shit with the technology that we have now. Go ahead out there. No, since it's that goddamn easy. Go ahead out there with the homeless or the peasant class and get your ass out there and have them build this shit. Cut down the trees and lay the foundation for this big ass fucking castle. Go ahead. This shit in water. Just go ahead and figure it out. Come on. You talking that shit. The Bible didn't exist in times where technology was bad. It existed in the time where technology was extravagant. We're the idiots. We build houses that don't last with cheap materials. That's what we're doing. We're the dummies. We can't take our homeless and go build this shit. Take the homeless and say, go to this mountain and just chisel into it till you come up with a fucking masterpiece. I'm sick of your shit. The Bible didn't happen. Well, my Lord. And they had on socks and sandals. It was completely better technology. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 let it be known. You just forget about your past because you think you're the future. I'm tired of talking to y'all around.